video, man. And today we're just gonna be talking about this video. I was on Instagram and I was just strolling and I came across a clip of Mike Epps. He was doing an interview with Matt Barnes, and he was just basically talking about how like he kind of beat himself up in a way because he went to Hollywood or whatever, got successful, and then it was like every time he would come home and his family members or the people he was cool with would see him, they'll kind of project they low-key hatred and problems and negativity on him whenever he was sober and happy. But then, he said he felt like they loved him more whenever, he'd go after he come home and see the way that they was treating him, he'd be messed up in Hollywood or whatever. He'd be strung out on drugs, coke and all that. And then he'll come back and he'll be crying to him. And, you can visibly see that he was going through it. And then, then there was like a love you, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hell, you know what I'm saying? I did most of the movies on cocaine. All About the Benjamins. I used to sit in Ice Cube's trailer in the morning and be crying, tears. I had survivor's remorse. I was so sad that I left all them niggas here in this city and I was famous. And when I would come home, I wanted them to be happy for me and they was mad at me. So I said, damn, I got to destroy myself for you to like me. I was like, damn, my favorite nigga, it seemed like he liked me more when I'm coming down off coke and I'm crying and I hate myself. But when I wasn't high and I was working out and I looked good, he's like, nigga, you think you better than me. I said, nigga, how is my success a reflection of your failure?
Whatever you need, I got you. He said that they were just more accepting and receptive to what he was going through, and he felt like they had a lot more love for him whenever he was showing that he was going through a lot, just like they're going through, basically coming back down to their level. And he said, how is my success a reflection of your failure? Which is kind of a big thing to think about whenever you kind of like sit back and look at it, because a lot of times you see it in every really scenario. You see a lot of people who blow up from their town, and you got people who hate on them, people kill them, like the rappers and artists and stuff like that. They'll make it out of their town or whatever. Somebody always end up doing something to them, or you just got people who genuinely you would expect to be happy for you whenever you get to a certain point in your life where you finally reach your goals, and then you can kind of see how they not really happy for you like you would have hoped they was. So I feel like that was just something good to kind of get on here and talk about, because I feel like that's a common thing that like you can see that somebody who is, we are regular, but somebody who is not as famous as Mike Epps be going through the same thing, and then you just look and see a person like Mike Epps going through it, and it's just like, okay, like this is just something that happens in life, and you kind of think like, why do people want you to be on the low all the time? And me personally, I just feel like people feel like whenever you get a opportunity or you get some type of blessing and y'all both come from the same cloth and you start to rise up and they still down here, a lot of people that get envy and jealousy just because they feel like, why them and not me? And it don't even always be like a thing where it's just like premeditated, but a lot of people, it just happens sometimes naturally. And I feel like it's just because, people are selfish in the sense of competitiveness and just feeling entitled to everything. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of things work in your favor for one, because God is always going to have different timing for everybody. So that's the one thing. And then, the second thing, you also got to put in the groundwork. I mean, God can always present you with an opportunity to do something, but you kind of got to put in the work yourself, because, he always going to give you a chance to flourish and do what you want to do. But if you're not putting in the groundwork, then it's kind of going to be like, well, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? So I feel like, those are some of the main reasons why a lot of people just kind of get a natural hate or envy towards their loved ones or people they grew up with and that made it, just because like people are jealous and entitled to feeling like they deserve it more than the other person, which, you know what I'm saying? It could always work out in different scenarios. You could have somebody who's been doing something for a very long time and they haven't been getting the success that they want. And then somebody that they know or cool with, family, loved one, whatever the case may be, somebody that they closely connected to, start doing something a month, 2, 3 months, and they blow up way faster than the person who was doing something for a year or two, that's been putting in the groundwork, or who been doing it the longest, and they feel like they're doing everything they could have did, or not even everything, but they ain't having as much opportunity, and then they just come out of nowhere and make it. Like, a lot of people do be jealous because of that, and it's kind of sad because, ideally for the people who make it out the situation, most people want to make it to put everybody else on, because I know, like, if I'm with a group of people, if it's 4 of us and we all been close, I can just put my little circle in perspective. Like, if it, I got my main four partners that I be around. You know what I'm saying? We all doing something collectively to try and better ourselves. If one of us make it, then you know what I'm saying, we gonna be more optimistic in a sense, because okay, now that one person made it, they getting this attention, we can pour more into them so they can get, higher and higher, and then we all get more exposure. It's just like with the AMP group too. You got Castanet, Duke Dennis, Agent, Phantom, Chris Next Door, all them, like, all of them collectively aren't the biggest guy. You got Kai and Duke are really like the two of the biggest guys in the group, but collectively they all a group. So one person is shining, but they all still eating. So I put all that in perspective to say, you know what I'm saying, when you got a situation like that, when you with a group of people or something like that, or somebody make it, a lot of the times the person that make it is really gonna try to put the other people in position to be on too, or where they can eat. They might not have the exact same success level, but they'll still be in a position where they're eating too. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel on that. Like, if I was to just blow up with some stuff, then the people around me definitely wouldn't just be like sitting back home and like he made it and then he forgot about it, woo, because that's a big thing too. A lot of people don't understand. Like, whenever you start to make changes in your life, as far as how much money you making, the type of people you're around, the connections you want to make, the networking you want to do, you can't always stay where you at, because you ain't gonna grow past the level that you reach. I feel like the goal in life is always to be more successful than you previously were when you found success. So it's always better off to move out of where you're from and find more connections, network with other people. So a lot of people don't understand that too. I feel like you got to actually touch success to kind of see those things. And once you do, it's hard to explain that to the people who back home, because it's just kind of like, well, I could tell you this, but then you're going to kind of just see it as like, oh, man, you can do that from here. Like, you ain't got to go all the way out there and change the way you are and be bougie around these people. A lot of times you got to do that, because you got to be able to be in the same room with, a certain type of person who got a lot more money, influence, and really power. And you know what I'm saying? If you act a certain way, you perceived a certain way, that's gonna be it too. I think that's another thing too, like perception. A lot of people have their own perception of you already and not even know a lick about you. And a lot of that comes from social media, or just knowing somebody for the longest and not really saying much to them, but hearing other stuff from other outside people. People already have their perceptions of you and what they think of you. So whatever they think about you in their head is already law. So somebody can make it and like, he really a lame. Like, he ain't really even like that for real. Like, and then, the person come back and they just perceiving hate and negative energy on the person just because of their own preconceived thoughts and their perception of somebody who they don't even know for real. So, perception is a big thing too. That's why I feel like, even you can always even carry yourself the best way, and people are always gonna have a perception of you. So I feel like you can't even really change somebody's perception in a sense, like when it's going on early, until you really, the person give you an opportunity to. Because if the person never give you the opportunity to, or they never open they mind up to giving you that chance, it's never gonna happen. And yeah, bro, it's crazy too, because like somebody like Mike Epps, you would think like the way his aura is, the way his personality is, the work that he put in, as far as like, all the good movies that he got where he do a great job acting and being funny, like you would think that nobody really kind of have no type of hate towards him. But at the end of the day, like I say, everybody at the end of the day is still regular human beings. We all just have different avenues and lanes that we in. And, he just so happened to be a celebrity, but he's still going through the same things that people like us go through on an everyday basis. Like somebody who trying to get their business off the ground, you know what I'm saying? You can feel like, well, I'm putting in this work. I'm doing what I'm trying to do to get where I want to be. I'm actually doing something that's that can be lucrative, that's good, you know what I'm saying? There's something that's positive and uplifting, and I'm doing something, and you got other people that you think that would be cool enough with you to where they'll, you know what I'm saying, support you more, or, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, they'll rather support somebody that's famous than they support you. That's another thing people got to understand too. Like somebody like a Mike Epps, like I'm pretty sure he know, but you know, people rather support somebody because it's cool or because he already got, you know, motion or following. Like people would rather support somebody that everybody's supporting. Nobody wants to feel like an outcast or feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be in that type of realm of, you know, different or awkward. So people are naturally going to go towards what other people are supporting. And that's just the reality of it. So I know a lot of people who are, you know, on the lower level, like they got small businesses or clothing brands and stuff like that. It'd be a lot of that stuff going on too that I see, just because like I'd be like, oh well, I feel like my shit better than his, and he got more sales and he got more following, and you know what I'm saying, his stuff is just blowing up right now. It's shooting all the way up. And then you look at me, I'm like, man, I'm just sitting here like I didn't put in some of the best designs. I feel like I got some of the best quality. I'm putting in the groundwork to make sure that my stuff is as close to the stuff that everybody is buying, like a Supreme or a, you know, Chrome Hearts, Denim Tears. I'm doing all that to make sure that mine is, you know, the same quality, if not better, and my design is better. But yeah, I'm still down here. Like a lot of times, it just takes the groundwork, bro. Like it just takes networking and knowing people. I feel like that's really the main thing, is like the network and knowing people. The more people you know that are actively into doing different things, the better. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of crazy that that's how it be, but that's just the reality of it. And you see it firsthand with somebody like a Mike Epps. Like I feel like even with Fantasia, her whole situation, like Fantasia was like poor, and she just so happened to be able to sing. That was just her passion. That was what she could do. And she went and did American Idol, won, got famous, did all that, and then was getting scammed out of her money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to think about. Like the world, the world be crazy in the sense of like what money can do to people as far as what they'll do for it, or just like even if they not doing something actively for it, but the way it could change people. Like people change all the time, and a lot of times you can't even control that. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like in those situations, you just naturally grow apart from that person. Like sometimes in life, it's cool to naturally grow apart from somebody, because like you could be trying to bring them along on a journey that you're going on to get to the point where you at and to be the most successful that you are, and they don't want to come along, or they just not motivated enough by what you telling them to do it. So sometimes you just got to grow apart from people, and it'd be hard because sometimes you can have a relationship with somebody that's like real close, and you would never think that in a million years that y'all be separated. But sometimes you got to do that, because a lot of people get hindered from their success too, just by being around people who ain't got nothing going for themselves, or just more so always talking about doing something but never really wanting to put the action into doing it. Like who can have a heart to heart about, man, I want to do this, bro. I want to be able to do this, invest in this, buy this, all this, that, and the third, and come home every day and y'all doing the same shit. Y'all sitting outside, not really doing nothing to change it. So I feel like who you around too definitely make a big difference as far as like your success and the motivation that you have to do it. Because I feel like if you're around a strong team, then it'll always be better off. You know, you will never really, I think, spiral downhill whenever you got a strong support system that's supporting you and encouraging you, because that's a big thing too. A lot of people, you lose the motivation because they're not getting encouraged or noticed for the things they do. So it'd be kind of hard to make it. So I feel like shit, whenever you do make it, man, you got to have somebody that's really just pushing you and you know what I'm saying, congratulating you on every milestone you make, because not every milestone gonna be a big milestone too. Like sometimes you gotta take them small steps. So, you know, a lot of people too, I feel like they be in their own little friend groups or be from their hometowns and stuff like that, and everybody kind of doing something collectively that's kind of in the same realm, or just really just doing something trying to make it. When that one person make it, man, like I feel like the best thing you should want to do is support them, because you know what I'm saying, you never know what that support will do for you, as far as like when that person, you know what I'm saying, when you want to reach out to that person and you got something that you need help with, or you want them to kind of look towards or shine light on you, you know what I'm saying, your support and all that go a long way. Your connections and your networking go a long way. If you ain't been supporting them like you would want them to support you, what makes you think they're gonna do it for you? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's definitely a big thing too, man. Just being able to know when it's time to grow apart from people, because sometimes that's a big thing, man. If you stuck around people who don't have nothing going for themselves, they just don't want to make the necessary adjustments to do something, man, you're gonna always be stuck in that thing. Like I say, like it's hard to do because, you know what I'm saying, you got people who are even family members, you got close family members who struggle with this, or just longtime friends, man, or even relationships like couples. Like you can be with somebody for the longest, and you know what I'm saying, you got all these goals and stuff, and you putting steps towards it, and then you notice that the only thing that that person is doing is making you be distracted from what you're doing and take a couple steps back. Like sometimes you just gotta separate and move on from those type of people, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I felt like I don't know if the interview is out yet already, but I know it's the All the Smoke podcast. I'm gonna insert the clip at the beginning when I was talking about basically what was going on, the backstory. But I feel like it's gonna be another good interview to tap into. I know how y'all tapped into the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp podcast, but yeah, man, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely real prevalent in today's world. If you go and look too, like a lot of it is just because people are trolling or people just follow what everybody else say. But all these new artists that's been blowing up, you know what I'm saying, across the world, like every time you go into the comment section, you'll see majority hate and you'll only see a little bit of love. And people don't even care if the music is good or not. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's a whole nother topic for a different day. Like it's relatable, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying. Majority of the people gonna hate just because everybody else is hating, and a lot of these artists, they do be bad, but the ones that are good, they still get a lot of hate, or people be in the comments like they just got something bad to say, like I like it, but it's giving whoop de woo, or you know what I'm saying, it could be better if they did whoop de woo, which is good, like constructive criticism, but like you basically want to give credit. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't want to just give full credit. It always got to be something attached to it. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to say something. So, but yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. What y'all think about this video? Y'all let me know what y'all think about these type of situations, as far as people who envy you, like why it is that people do that. Or let me know if y'all been through the same type of situation where you had to separate from somebody because you were starting to elevate, and then, you know, they wasn't doing nothing but bringing you down as far as stressing you or distracting you or something like that, man. Y'all let me know. But it's been your boy, man. I'm gone.